Hey there. I was just taking a seat at my little meditation section back here. Not exactly the most uh, simple, because I'm like literally uh, 5, 6 feet from a computer. But I was I had some internet disconnection issues, and I was able to just hang for a minute. And I figured, hey, you know what? Let's take a seat and um, just enjoy a little time to myself. Read a book, sit. So a couple minutes, I was fiddling with my phone, and then eventually really sat down and just recalled that on our trip to the farm last weekend, I packed um, Thich Nhat Hanh's book, "You Are Here." And I was like, yeah, let me just read that. I brought it because if I needed some time to just like settle, with myself. I wanted something to read. But even just the moment of sitting down to read it just gave me such pause and relief. And it made me, obviously, our presence is so important. And when we can be present in a situation, it provides us a lot of security and a ground ultimately. And so just in 2.5 pages. I was settled in and reminded that there are ways to anchor yourself to this moment and sitting with your breath. Such a simple thing, nothing else happening. Breathing in, I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm breathing out. And so that's what he went to say. But he tells us, doesn't just doesn't just say this is how you do this, but tells us that we have 24 hours in a day, and we should live and we should learn to live in a way that makes joy and happiness possible. Just in this moment, we can do this. I began my day by making an offering of incense while following my breath. I think to myself that this day is a day to live fully, and I vow to live each moment of it in a way that is beautiful, solid, and free. Breathe in and tell yourself that a new day has been offered to you, and you have to be here to live it. Just, uh, you know, I bought it for $5, I think, at like a store, like a thrift store. Um, and I think that that's like, it's a really nice thing to get a book uh, that is just for you. I think uh, I've had a couple successful, like being in a city or a town that you were visiting and going into a bookstore to see what they have. I think I bought similar, uh, along the same vein, the Bhagavad Gita, um, at a bookstore near Charlottesville or something. But yeah, those books really bring you into perspective. And to find them, the value of $5 for uh, what I feel is one of these integral teachings that we should be just being able to sit with our breath and draw your attention into this moment. um, it creates something in our lives that we need, that maybe we don't know how to put a word to yet. Um, but presence, consciousness, awareness, all of these different words, um, for that appreciation of of what our current predicament is. What is this place and this place that we're living in? Uh, what's our responsibility to it? And if you think about, I have a son and I have a wife, and so if you think about your family, what do you owe? Because within this experience that we have, there are other people, other people we care about, people that we love, and to share your presence with them, that's caring, ultimately, that's caring. That's what caring is like, I'm going to be here with you. That's it's a great gift. and not just for the people that you share it with, your presence with, but with you, right? Um, it's like a power, superpower, you know? I don't know that I've ever like framed it in that light, but it's like a superpower to be present. It's the same thing with I like to run, and so it's the same thing with running. Recently, I've stopped wearing headphones while running, not because I'm cool or trendy. I've actually have problems with my ears and wearing headphones, but um, having not worn headphones for a while, I feel more of my body, right? But I also feel more of my environment. And I feel like the pace of a run is so much more um relevant, like there's a better sense of the space that you're traveling through. And it's just one more way to hone for me the experience that I'm having with a lot of clarity. It's I guess it's not dissimilar to anything where you have to be attentive, and aware of your surroundings and um, things as they transpire. That's life, right? This is just all of it's life. Um, and our ability to find ourselves in this current predicament, wherever you're at, just sitting there was just a reminder, like the internet being out is not ideal, but um, there wasn't always internet. And to be able to play with the scenario of your life in the way that um, honors it, I guess, is another way to put it. Um, and that honors like I said, the people that you care about, that you're spending time with. Like it's an exchange, uh, and a really powerful one at that, because um, it's your being that you're really offering up to expose your being and to be exposed to uh, other people's being. When I watch my son run around the house, or he hides under the blanket and says, uh, "Come find me," or whatever, "Dada," like that is there's no there's no play there, in terms of like there's no game to be had other than the game of interaction, and it's just such a wholesome thought, and one to appreciate. I don't know. That's all I got. I just wanted to kind of express this idea of being present and how it can be molded, um, to appreciation, to gratitude, and got a barking dog, so I'm gonna go check that out. But thanks for listening. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.